Hey there guys, it's Metro and we are back with another leveling challenge. And we actually just completed one, and down below there's going to be a spreadsheet with all the ones we have completed there, all for your viewing pleasure. I will tell you what, this is one that I've been waiting to do for a while, a naked enhanced shaman. If you haven't seen, I've done a few naked leveling challenges. It remains to be the hardest leveling challenge I have ever done. I did a rogue back in BFA, really changed my whole perspective on the game and difficulty in the game in general. Literally every single mob was like a boss, and we had to play insanely, like we had to be very crafty just to be able to even do any quests at all. We are going to be getting back to it today. I've been wanting to do shaman for a long time because they have a really powerful bunch of talents that I've been looking to try out. So hopefully the challenge will be there. It probably honestly will be a little bit easier than you might expect just because the class has so many powerful defensives and spells that could help with this. I also did want to bring up the fact that I have a little bit more of an add-on contribution to this playthrough than I did in the last one as well. So we'll get to see a little bit more of the speed leveling thing. At the time of me recording this, the second half of the pre-patch is still not out, but it will be during this playthrough at some point. So we will be taking this character all the way to 60. As of right now though, it is actually the anniversary event. So we are going to get the buff from the anniversary event. So that is an 18% buff on top of the Winds of Wisdom as well, and then all the other buffs in the game. So even though this is a leveling challenge, it is kind of a bit of a strange one in the fact that we are actually going in between two major patches to do that. But yeah, here is the rested experience thing. So now we also have the splits on the screen, but we can also show exactly how long each level was. So I think this is a much better viewing experience, and you know, we can actually do that in a few ways. One of the ways is this add-on actually shows it here, and then we can look at it per level or something like that. So pretty good. This add-on is something I will be talking a little bit more about as the patches develop. There is indication that they are going to be making it for Dragonflight as well, and I will be purchasing that and hopefully doing a review on it, provided it does come out before Dragonflight. As of right now, the add-on functions, but barely, and it does have some really cool features that I did want to try out, so I figured we might as well integrate that into this playthrough as well. Also, since we talked about this in the last playthrough, I did want to tell you guys a little bit about something I found. In the last playthrough, we talked about being unable to track vital things that were important to these leveling challenges. We were unable to turn off quest POIs, but I actually found out a way to do that. So you can actually type this console script in here as well. Console minimap tracking show all 1, and if you type it on to 0, it'll go back to showing only the minimum stuff that we have in the new pre-patch. It will automatically expand everything back to the way it was. This is really nice to be able to track, especially because, like, you know, if you have archaeology, the dig sites are just on the screen and there's just like nothing you can do about that with this. Also continuing to use the auto looter add-on, which honestly is such a big deal for this playthrough. It allows us to only pick up quest items. Like, we don't have to have auto loot on, and it will still automatically loot any really important item, and you could set the threshold, and I wouldn't be surprised if you could even specify specific items. This is a really big deal for this playthrough because it actually allows us to never have to actually stop and vendor a single time in the entire playthrough. It's pretty crucial to succeeding and being fast. Funny because I really have been loving a lot of alliance characters, and I wanted to play shaman. Like, I do feel like shaman is one of the most interesting classes in the new expansion with all the new talents and everything, but unfortunately I just don't really like any of the alliance races for shaman. Like, I really don't like them, and that's a really big part of why I play classes, is to feel identified by the race and the class combo. So yeah, we're actually going to be leveling a horde shaman on the realm that I'm playing all the alliance characters on, try to get a little bit more that authentic feel for shaman. Even though they don't have the old torn totems, I still love the animation. I still love the concept of a troll shaman. So this has been one of the things I've been wanting to do the whole time now. Now what's even funnier here is this actually is probably one of the hardest quests in the game per level. I think it's meant to be like almost like a test, like, can you actually figure out how to do this as a low level character, or maybe it's just bugged. But if you get aggro on this boss here, it will absolutely destroy you. You have like no hope of surviving it, and the way you're actually meant to do it seemingly here is just kind of like kill the ads and let Vol'jin and these NPCs here handle the boss. But literally any type of damage at all will get threat on it. Yeah, you actually have to be very patient and only kill these ads, and just try really hard not to get aggro on this thing, because literally the second it starts casting on you, you will just get slaughtered. Yeah, you gotta really resist the urge to do damage here. even though obviously we could make it go a little bit faster. Our job here is simply to kill these ghosts, but I always think that's funny because, you know, if you were doing like a hardcore leveling challenge, yeah, you could have this run ended immediately. We're like 15 minutes into the playthrough, and yeah, that would be a really abrupt ending to it. Let's put it that way. Another thing to keep tabs on is just exactly how much value we're going to get out of this 18% buff. Now, obviously an 18% buff is 18% faster, but it won't always be like that. Difficulty of the playthrough will obviously set a big tone for how fast this actually takes. But as you can see, we're already almost 8 and this is only 20 minutes. If you watch my previous, that was actually a full hour to 10. So we're obviously very likely going to smash that. The question is what the rest of the playthrough is going to look like, because obviously being naked going to make the last few levels a lot harder. But by the time we get probably, I would imagine we'll probably get to maybe about 30 or so before that second part of that pre-patch comes out. And when that happens, that is really going to change the course of the leveling schema. So a lot of people have been talking about this actually, where they're like saying like, okay, let's get to like 40 now and then wait for the pre-patch, the second part of the pre-patch to come out, and then that'll be the fastest way to level characters. That may very well be true, but I think honestly like really 30 and onward is actually very, very fast. From what I'm seeing, it's like significantly faster. Like the whole process is significantly faster. And honestly, these first like 20-30 levels, even with these experience buffs from the previous playthrough, wasn't anything remarkable. So let's take a look at where we actually finish once we get to level 10. This time, last time I did a shaman challenge, I said, you know, stay tuned, it's a big surprise, who knows what zone I'm going to next, you'll never guess it, you'll never figure it out. No surprise this time, we are going to my favorite zone in the game, Northern Barrens. And in fact, if you did watch that shaman playthrough, you will recognize this route because this is a route I've actually been working on a lot. We're going to see what the difference is. We're going to start in the Northern Barrens, and then we're going to make our way to pretty much like the same loop that we did Ashenvale into Stone Talon, into Southern Barrens, and then see where we're at. Maybe do Daenerys or something. It depends on where we end up finishing. It's going to be it. So in the next episode, we will be continuing the playthrough to get to 60. It's going to be, like I said, in a couple parts. Everything's going to be down below in the pinned comment. There will be a link to the playlist. But yeah, we are 40 minutes in, so that's almost 20 full minutes faster than the night elf that we did. You know, basically both naked anyway, so nothing really to learn there. Is it the 18% buff? Is it the starting zone? I do think the troll starting zone is significantly faster than any other one out there. I don't actually think I've ever done the gnome one, to be honest, but yeah, that one is also a new one added for Cataclysm, and I do think that is the fastest one in the game because you actually have a bunch of mounts and like portals back and forth between the areas. So make sure you guys stay tuned. In the next episode, we will be advancing into my favorite zone in the game, and we'll be seeing probably the first real difficulty of what a naked leveling challenge has to offer, as well as getting some very interesting talents. I will finally spec into enhance here, and we will take the talent Primal Strike, or take Storm Strike, which is now replacing Primal Strike. Actually, no, we can't take that yet. But yeah, Primal Strike, it's a big part of the two-handed enhanced playstyle thing that we took a look at on the alpha. And unfortunately, Primal Strike is going to be the only way we can actually play that, really. And it's not really going to work once you get the new talent there. So it's just going to be gone for good. It had potential, but Blizzard said no. So anyway, thank you for watching. We will see you guys in the next one. Make sure you guys check it out. Playlist down below. Also, spreadsheet with all the different leveling challenges we've done so far. This is our second of the pre-patch, and we are hopefully going to do one more, a third one on the way as well. So see you guys there. Otherwise, thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next one.